The Native American world, all about the Mayans. Your vocabulary words: agricultural revolution, maize, civilization, Chichen Itza, Olmec, Teotihuacan, the Yucatan Peninsula, obsidian, Mayan, Tikal, cenote, empire, and culture. Early civilizations of Mesoamerica. All three early American civilizations existed in Central and South America and are considered empires. The Mayan Empire is the oldest of these three. It started in AD 200 and fizzled out in around AD 900s. The Aztec Empire and the Inca Empire, they rose to power at about the same time in AD 1200, and they were also conquered by the Spanish around the same time in AD 1535. These civilizations and other groups of Native Americans developed different and unique cultures. An empire is a group of nations or people that are ruled over an emperor or an empress, maybe even a king or, even a president. And usually a territory of very great size. There was the Roman Empire, there was a British Empire. They have everything from a government, education, technology, religion. They have an economy and a trade system. They have a lot of aspects and characteristics that make them very powerful. Their culture, though, is the way of life that each one of these empires lives. It's a way of life for these group of people. The cultures were different mainly due to the geography or the environment and the resources that they had. Culture includes a person's language, their customs, their religion, the government, the economy, and the traditions that they hold. As time passed, early Americans learned how to plant and raise crops. This is called the agricultural revolution. It occurred between 9,000 and 10,000 years ago in Mesoamerica. Meso comes from the Greek word for middle. This region includes what is today Central and Southern Mexico and Central America. The first crop grown in America includes pumpkins, peppers, squashes, gourds, and beans. The most important crop of all was a large seeded grass called maize, which is known today as corn. Maize was important because it could be ground into flour to make bread and could be dried and stored for long periods of time. The shift to agriculture allowed people to abandon their nomadic way of life and stay in one place to tend to their crops and store their harvest. With the discovery of agriculture came the first permanent villages. The cultivation of crops also led to many new technologies, including tools for cutting and digging and grinding. The need to store crops probably led to the development of pottery, and the development of permanent villages led to new construction technologies. So explain how the agricultural revolution led to the establishment of these permanent settlements. You will find the answer in the reading above. As more people began to live in one place, more complex forms of government developed, as did social classes. People learned specialized skill and trade, their products for food and other goods. As these village societies became more complex, America's first civilization emerged. A civilization is a highly organized society marked by trade and government and art and science and often a written language. You can check out a video on the bottom. It's a secondary source. It's a YouTube video called Decoding the First American Civilization. It's a discovery history documentary. So the Olmec, anthropologists think that the first people to build civilizations in America were the Olmec. Olmec culture emerges between 1500 and 1200 BC, near where Veracruz, Mexico is located today. The Olmec developed a sophisticated society with large villages, temple complexes, and pyramids. They also sculpted imposing monuments, including 8-foot-high heads weighing up to 20 tons from a hard rock known as basalt. Olmec culture lasted until about 300 BC. Olmec ideas spread throughout Mesoamerica, influencing other peoples. One of these peoples constructed the first large city in America called Teotihuacan. About 30 miles northeast of Mexico City is located today. This city was built near a volcano where there were large deposits of obsidian, or what we call volcanic glass. Obsidian was very valuable. Its sharp, strong edges were perfect for tools and weapons. Teotihuacan built up an elaborate trade network and greatly influenced the development of Mesoamerica. This city lasted until about 300 BC to about AD 650. So, who were the Olmec? What were they known for? For extra information and details on the Olmec civilization, check out these links at the top of the page. So around AD 200, as Teotihuacan's influence had spread, the Mayan culture emerges in the Yucatan Peninsula and expanded into what is now Central America and southern Mexico. The Mayan had a talent for engineering and mathematics. They developed complex and accurate calendars linked to the position of the stars. They also built great temple pyramids. These pyramids form the centerpiece of Mayan cities, such as Tikal and Chichen Itza. Marvels of engineering. Some pyramids were 200 feet high. Topping each pyramid was a temple where elaborate dressed priests performed ceremonies dedicated to the many Mayan gods. Although trade and a common culture linked the Mayan people, they were not unified. Each city-state controlled its own territory. Because of the fragmented nature of the Mayan society, the different cities frequently went to war. Can you explain where the Mayan Empire is located? Mayan primary sources. This activity will be done in class together. We will click on the link below. We will follow the instructions in the article, and we will read the article, and we will answer the questions below about Mayan civilization. Number 1, what are the Mayans using to create their art? We will answer this questions in 3 or more sentences. Always answer questions with complete sentences, making sure that your peers check over your work to make sure that they can understand what you're writing. Always make sure that you put a main idea as your first sentence and you follow it up with text evidence in 2 to 3 sentences. The very last question, what is the connection between Egyptian art and Mayan art? I will show you an example of many pieces of Egyptian art that I myself saw in New York City at the Metropolitan Museum. We will look at the Egyptian art and we will compare it to what we've seen in the Mayan art. 25 unbelievable facts about the Mayans that may surprise you. When you click on this link below, it'll take you to a YouTube video about the Mayans. The author will go through the 25 unbelievable facts quite quickly. I'm going to want you to pause many times and write down as many unbelievable facts that you can. This space below You will type the notes from the video, and this will be in bullet points or complete sentences, but you will be quizzed on this information in your 10 facts about the Mayans. I'm going to conclude this video. I will start a completely different video on this assignment for Mayans, WebQuest, and map assignments. Please make sure that you're looking for this video to help you with the WebQuest that will help you to answer these questions.